as Christians, evangelical Christians in the United States, who do we worship? We would say, oh, we worship Jesus. Now, granted, our coins say, in God we trust. A lot of our papers and documents say, in God we trust. But though we worship God, we say we worship Jesus. Is it the same God that the Mormons are worshiping? As evangelical Christians, we would say no, not the same God. They worship the God of the Bible, but they don't believe in the Trinity. All right, therefore they don't believe in the God who is Jesus, who is the Father of Jesus. They different God, not Christians. We certainly don't worship the God of Islam, we say. The Muslims say that they worship the God of Abraham. What's up with that? Again, they do not believe in the Trinity, therefore, different God. But what about the Jewish people? They certainly don't believe in the Trinity. Again, they worship, just like the Muslims, they worship the God of Abraham. But not the Trinity, therefore, it's not the same God that we worship. Because, but we do worship the same God. We go with his commandments, not with the commandments of Jesus. When Jesus was asked, which is the greatest commandment, he said, 2 commandments actually you're talking about. He said, love God and love your neighbor. He said those encompass the 10 commandments, but he's not about the 10 commandments per se, like the Jewish people were, like the Jewish people are. Not about the 10 commandments per se. When asked what's the greatest commandment, he didn't say, I don't know, is it thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not lie, No, he said, love God and love your neighbor. Sounds like a different guy, doesn't it? Is the same guy though. And I fully believe that. Jesus is God. I believe in the Trinity. Okay, I find reason to believe in the Trinity in the Bible. But what about it being a different God? Because you got to believe in the Trinity, or it's a different God. What about that? Isn't it confusing? It's so confusing. You know what the disciples said? The disciples revered God, certainly, because they followed Jesus. Jesus revered God. Jesus called God Father. He prayed to the Father. We have no doubt that this was the God of Jesus, who is the God of the Jews, who is not the God to the Jews of Jesus, therefore not the same God. What's a Christian to do? What a Christian is to do is look at Jesus, do what Jesus told us to do. If a Christian doesn't want to be basically really confused, going around in circles about who the Jews believe, who the Muslims believe, if a Christian wants to be a Christian needs to start looking at what Jesus does and follow Jesus. Not to say, yeah, but everybody, no, not everybody. Look at what Jesus does and follow Jesus. Otherwise, you're following God, like the God of the Bible, not Jesus, but the God of the Bible, the God that the Muslims believe in, the God that the Jewish people believe in, the God that the Mormon people believe in, really has nothing to do with Jesus. Or are you a Christian?